Well, good morning. This is Mike Lodge. I am the business advisor, and I'm glad you've joined me this morning. Glad you woke up. Do you have your coffee? I've got my coffee. I have a French roast this morning, and it's good stuff. It's good. I tell you, this such a good way to wake up in the morning, knowing that you're going to get coffee, but then you got to go in and do a podcast. So it all has to work together, you know. If you do a podcast at 5:30 in the morning, listen, you got to have that coffee. You got to get that good feeling of coffee. Well, so it's raining this morning here, which is a good thing because that means I don't have to go out and water the plants and the lawn and everything else that I water. Mother Nature is doing it for me. I like Mother Nature on some days. But on one thing that I don't like is I don't get to go swimming today because in no way am I going to be out in that water when there's thunder and lightning. I don't want to have a target on my back. That target would hurt. So I'll have to do double time tomorrow if we have a good day. Maybe this afternoon the sun will come out. You never know about South Carolina. You're always hoping that when it's raining, the sun will come out. But when it does come out, then it's humid. So then we begin complaining. I tell you, we as Americans, we are always complaining, right? It's too hot. It's too cold. It's too hot. It's too muggy. It's too, it's raining. Oh, it's snowing. And we complain about every aspect of of Mother Nature. But yet, with all those things going through, it's doing good for the outside. So I look outside now and it is nice and green and lush, and that's what I like to see. So yesterday we had kind of a economic problem with Fitch coming out and downgrading the American credit system. No, not the American credit system, but downgrading America's credit. Remember, Fitch is just like Experian and those kind of companies that look at our FICO score. So they are the FICO score of governments and big business. And so they came and they said, you know what? America, you've got too much debt. You haven't done anything to reduce that debt. In fact, what you've done is increase it by $2 billion. Now, I believe that Fitch was right in doing this. Maybe this will open up the eyes of America and see that the economy that Joe Biden and Janet Yellen are trying to sell you on is not the economy that is actually out there. Remember, I say this all the time, and I hate to repeat it, but I'm just going to blame it on me because I'm old and I forget what I've said. But I do repeat this a lot, and it's that we have three economies. The economy in Washington, D.C. that just keeps printing and printing money and doesn't care about the economy of you and I. Then we have the Wall Street economy who loves it when you are paying more because that means that the money that these companies that they have invested in is making more money. And then you've got the economy of you and I, the American, who see that our wages are not covering the expenses of trying to live. After we have paid off our rent or mortgage, our car payments, our food payments, our utility payments, all those necessities that keep us going every day, we don't have any other money for anything else. So we go to our credit cards and we go into debt. Well, that's exactly what has happened to the United States credit scoring, is that they have gone out of control. The debt is now way past the $30 trillion mark, and we're in trouble. So I'm going to tell you that what Fitch did took guts, because they did what was right, to open up our eyes, to say to us, hey, you've got trouble. Is our economy strong? No. It's not strong. You're being sold a bunch of caca from the president and Janet Yellen. We are not strong. And we have to open up our eyes. And government has got to open up their eyes. Wall Street has got to open up their eyes. When you have banks failing, Americans down to their last dollars, Americans in debt, gas prices increasing, defaults on loans, cars are being repossessed, homeless and poverty on the streets is getting more and more, businesses going into bankruptcy, a weak dollar, people being laid off, a nation with out of control debt, and more debt, and they don't care about it. The economy of America is not healthy. And I have been telling you this for so long. But the good thing about telling you is that you also know it within your hearts that what is going on in the economy is not real. What is being presented to us is not real. What the president says that the economy is good is not real. What Janet Yellen says that we have a healthy economy is not real. What you and I are feeling is real. When we go to the store and we think we've spent 50-some bucks and it comes out 110, we know that things have risen in price. Have we seen a decrease in our food? No. Have we seen a decrease in our gasoline? Well, for a little bit, and then it went right back up. We are not healthy because of the economic decisions that are being made out of the White House and out of the Treasury Department. Yellen has been around for a long time. She used to be the chairman of the Federal Reserve. And when she was there, she didn't know what she was doing. And we had problems then. And it wasn't until now that we see what she's doing in the Treasury Department, and she comes out and says, oh, we will not have inflation. We will see no inflation. And then what happens? We are hit with the hardest inflation ever. And she says, the economy is healthy. The economy is not healthy. When you have Fitch downgrading the credit of the American government, someone is trying to send a clear message that get your act together. Reduce the debt. Reduce the spending. But you see, the problem is, Washington doesn't see that as a problem. Washington doesn't see that spending more money, tax money, is a problem. They don't see that raising the debt is a problem. And I'm talking to both Democrats and Republicans, because they are both so dirty, gritty, corrupt to do this to the American people. You and I, when our credit rating, when our FICO score goes down, it's hard to get a car loan. In fact, now the banks have even made it even stricter so that not many people, even if you have good credit now, can qualify for a loan. You may have a good FICO score because you're paying all your debt, but the sad thing about that is when banks look at your financial situation and they see that you have too much debt, they're not going to give you a loan. So if you've got a student loan, you've got car loans, you've got mortgage loans, and all kinds of other kinds of loans, and your revenue does not support those loans because you're only paying minimum, our credit bureau says, not a good lending opportunity there. In fact, a lot of even the car industry, the subprime, are increasing their debt reserves because people are not meeting their auto loans payment. So on the balance sheet, they're putting $250 million, so many millions of dollars, so that they know that bad things are going to happen. The loans that they have made are no longer good loans. Well, the same with our banking industry. the loans that they have made on commercial real estate, the loans that they have made on housing, are starting to see not very good loans that were made. So they are increasing their debt reserves also to cover the amount of money that they project that they will lose. So the economy is not healthy. We are having layoffs every single day of companies. We are having companies closing down. There were big players in the economy. Listen, Yellow Truck was a big player in the transportation industry of our foods and goods and everything else. And now they're gone, along with 30,000 jobs. CVS says that in certain areas it's just they can no longer survive because of the crime. So 5,000 people lose their jobs. And we see this happening over and over and over again with more and more companies, that they just can no longer survive because the government no longer protects their businesses. People are just able to walk in and take whatever they want. California is even worse. If a criminal just takes below $900, it's no longer a crime. How smart is that? Well, it's not smart. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. So Fitch said, you know what? You don't know how to manage your government. You don't know how to manage your debt. How can we give you a good score any longer if you can no longer manage your debt? We hear it every single day. Go apply for a loan, we get turned down because our debt is too high. And so government just keeps adding on to their debt. They keep spending money. And then what happens? Senator Schumer, Senate Majority Leader, comes out and says, oh, it's the Republicans' fault. Instead of saying, okay, we have a problem, what does he do? He points fingers at other people. He blames people. The problem is that with that blame is that his little crooked finger needs to point back at him also, because he voted for a lot of that spending in that debt. So today you're going to hear a lot of spinning from politicians, and you're going to hear a lot of nonsense. But let's face it, let's be real and say that the U.S. government is out of control. They are being managed very badly. And Fitch made the right decision in downgrading their credit rating because their debt is too high. The mismanagement of funds is too high. The spending of taxpayers' money is too high. So there's a warning shot here, and it says, clean your house. Clean up your financial situation, because the American people are suffering. They're on their last dollar. Their credit is high also because wages have not kept up with the inflation that government created. Let's end it right there because I'm getting depressed. I gotta drink my coffee. That will make me feel better. Today's going to be a good day. Everybody go out and have a great day. Listen, if you would like to talk with me in confidentially, you can schedule an appointment with me by going to my website at www.lodge-co.com. If you have a business question, send it in to me at thebusinessadvisor@gmail.com. Everybody, God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.